We are talking about what I would do in your situation to fix my credit. Okay. Some of you may have late payments, collections, charge offs, public records, whatever the situation may be. It's typically the same strategy. Okay. And the strategy is to leverage what is called the Fair Credit Reporting Act to your advantage. Okay. This is a consumer law that is here to protect your rights when it comes to your credit report. A lot of people have the misunderstanding that credit bureaus, and I'm talking about TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they have a idea that these are government entities. No, they're not. These are companies that are sold on Wall Street, and their purpose is to create a profit, okay? And one of the ways they create a profit is through sharing information about your finances and how you manage your debt to companies that take advantage of that opportunity. They get an understanding of where you are with your finances, okay, how you manage your bills, and then they promote products to you. That's one reason why you get a lot of junk mail. The credit bureaus are selling your information to them, and they're using that information against you. And the whole idea is to begin to use your credit so that you can get the results that you want out of life, okay? And to also do what dope chasers do, live a life of purpose. But in order for you to do that, you have to have your finances in order, and your credit is one of those stepping stones, okay? The first thing that I would do if I had bad credit and I had some derogatories on my credit report, the first thing you want to do is you want to list everything that is considered derogatory on your credit report, okay? These are late payments. Okay, you may have an account with Capital One, and Capital One is showing late payments. You want to write the dates for those late payments and the account that they're under. Okay, Capital One, late payment 2018 March, late payment 2019 February under Capital One. Okay, and along with the Capital One account number. Okay, you also want to list out the collection accounts. I got a collection account with ABC Company for an AT&T bill. Let me write that out. This company, account number, and the particular date. List all of that out. You want to write all those negatives on your credit report, all right? And when we have a client sign up for our credit repair program, our biggest focus is on attacking the most recent information aggressively, because this is the information that is actually hurting your credit score, okay? When credit bureaus share information with credit score algorithms like FICO or Vantage, they use that information and they compute a credit score. Okay. Now, the thing is, they base that information highly off of recent activity that has occurred in the last, let's say, 36 months. Okay. Now, this information is connected to 5 components of your credit. Okay. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm going to share it with you. The 5 components of your credit is 1, payment history, 35% of your credit score. 2, credit utilization. This is 30% of your credit score. Length of history, 15%. Credit file mix, basically the different kind of accounts you can have on your credit report. This is 10%. And then we have inquiries, which are the final 10%. Okay. The negative information that's on your credit report impacts one of those components, if not many of those components. All right. And the idea that you want is I need to either repair, meaning that I improve the status of these components, or I need to remove accounts from my credit report that are hurting those components of my credit score. Because if you don't, that's going to hurt your credit score. Okay. And the more recent those derogatories are on your credit report, the bigger of an impact it's going to have on your credit score. All right. So you want to list all of those accounts out. All right. And what you want to do next is you want to look over your credit report and you want to figure out if there are some discrepancies in how they are reporting. All right. I'm going to give you a couple areas to look at to give you an idea of where to look that will help you out right away. Now, of course, I'm not going to go too in depth, but I will give you some insight. You want to look at collection accounts. Okay. Under these collection accounts, you want to see the date of last activity. The date of last activity should be connected to the original account. So if you have ABC Company and they're collecting an AT&T bill, the original date of last activity should be the last time that you paid that AT&T bill, okay? So if you didn't pay the AT&T bill, let's say January 2017, that's your true date of last activity, all right? That collection company should be reporting that date of last activity on your credit report, okay? Because you don't have an arrangement with the debt collector. They're basically pointing out that they have this account in collection, and it should be connected to what the true accreditor is reporting, okay? So that's what I need you to understand. When you look at the collection account, look at that date of last activity. If the date of last activity under that collection account is the day it reported on your credit report, they're trying to play you, okay? That has, they basically re-aged that account to make it seem like a more recent derogatory account on your credit report. My friend, that is an obvious error, and that is something that you want to dispute on your credit report, okay? So the first thing that you want to do is list all the negatives, and then what we want to do is we want to review the credit reports and pinpoint obvious errors on our credit report. The obvious errors, because they're errors, one, they're hurting your creditworthiness. And if they're hurting your creditworthiness and they're erroneous, they are in violation of what is called the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and they're hurting your ability to gain new lines of credit, and that's against the law. You can leverage that, dispute it with the credit bureaus, and get it deleted from your credit report, okay? So that's one area I want you to look at. I want you to look at date of last activity, okay? When it comes to late payments, I want you to look at the consistency of your payments, okay? On your credit report, it's going to show you 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late, 120 days late, 180 days late. Basically, it's going to, guide that way, okay? When you are looking at your late payment history, I want you to look at and see if it's sporadic. Let's say that you have a late payment from January, okay? And let's say that you are 2 months late. It should show 30 days late, 60 days late, okay? And then let's say you caught up the next month. Then it should show an on-time payment. Now, if it goes from 30 days to 90 days in a matter of 2 months, what happened to 60 days? Okay, that is an obvious error. That is something that you can dispute because now it's making your payment history look worse than what it actually is. And that's hurting your credit score. And if it's hurting your credit score, that means it's hurting your ability to get approved for a new line of credit. If you're looking to buy a house, to buy a car, or refinance bad debt, that's hurting your credit score. Your credit score can be higher than what it's actually showing. You want to dispute that with the credit bureaus. We see it all the time. Clients will be a month late and it shows 150 days past due. Okay? Instead of the credit dropping 30 points, it dropped 100 points, for example. Okay? So we want to make sure that the payment history isn't sporadic. However, it is consistent. And if it's not consistent, that's an obvious error. And that is something that you can look at and dispute it from your credit report.